Kenny Atkinson. He's in the running for the Cavs head coaching position. Rumors are he's down to the final two. So who's the competitor? What's his chances? What do they like about him? We're going to break down the updated news on Kenny Atkinson for you on this episode of Warriors Digest. In addition, we're 24 hours out after hearing that Jerry West has died. A lot of different memorials are coming out from players around the league, the sports world in general. Warriors, he was an integral part in helping us be this dynasty we've been the past 10 years. And people inside the organization, there's been some good reports on what he's done. So we're going to break down what Jerry West has meant to the Warriors. There's some conversations that you probably had no idea happened, some trades that he stopped, including our star players, that helped us get these championships. So this could be very insightful and a great way to just remember Jerry West for what he brought the Warriors. Randy Silver here in Warriors Digest. Thank you for being with us today. Every day, if this is your first time and you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. It helps us grow the channel Warriors Digest, helps us grow the reach of Warriors Digest, and helps you stay up to date whenever you know there's a new video, which come out daily. Kenny Atkinson. Again, we've been staying on top of the story for you as news has been coming out. Sources, James Borrego, Kenny Atkinson, Mike and Nori are advancing the Cavaliers head coaching search. So 3 coaches left, but we know they really are focusing on James and Kenny. Who are the coaches? So New Orleans Pelicans associate head coach James Borrego. He's already completed his visit with the Cavaliers brass a couple days ago. Kenny Atkinson is having his visit, and Timberwolves assistant Mike Nori is also scheduled with the Cleveland Cavaliers as well. So all assistant coaches. However, James and Kenny have previous head coaching experience, which I think is raising them a little bit higher. According to NBA insiders Michael Soto of Hoops Hype and Chris Fedor of Cleveland.com, the Cavs are expected to hire James Borrego or Kenny Atkinson. Borrego has been categorized by league personnel as a leading candidate for the Lakers head coaching job, although that's a bit murky now with UConn's head coach Dan Hurley being gone. Maybe that's back up. He's been credited with boosting New Orleans' offensive approach during the past season while aiding Willie Green's staff. He also, as I said, has previous head coaching experience with Orlando Magic. New Orleans, even with Zion hurt most of the season, they were a potent force on offense. They got better at defense towards the end of the season, but they were scoring high points, and he's credited with a lot of it. Atkinson, head coach of Brooklyn. We talked about this, of course, and a lot of you already know this. He's been one of the top assistants for the Warriors, the top assistant after Mike Brown left. With the Nets, Atkinson helped oversee the development of Cavs guards Caris LeVert as well as Allen, who had developed a strong on-court synergy with Mitchell. Of course, both those players are on the Cavs. So it would give familiarity to their star players, potentially as contracts come up, want them to re-sign. Borrego is a head coach of the Magic and the Hornets, 148 wins, 183 losses in the regular season, never made the playoffs. That hurts, but again, sometimes it's the talent you have. Magic haven't been good for a while until the past couple of years. Made the playoffs this year for the first time in a long time. Of course, Hornets, we'll just say nothing about that. Atkinson, 118, 190 with the Brooklyn Nets in the regular season, 1-4 in the postseason. They were really rebuilding after their big 3 left, so it wasn't really the best for them. But we've seen multiple times. People get their first head coaching, second head coaching experience. Doesn't go well. And what do? Become assistant coach, become a hot commodity again. They can get another gig. For Kenny's interview, he did a Zoom interview with the Cavaliers. He's the assistant coach on the French national team this summer, which I did not know that. So if France and the United States play in the Olympics, that means Atkinson will be going against Kerr and Steph. And who's he coaching on the Olympics? Rudy Gobert, Victor Wembanyama. So he's coaching some big men that are very good. Obviously, it's not a full season, but he's already coached big men with the Nets. He's coaching more here, so it could be enticing to the Cavs. For Atkinson, again, he has a strong relationship with Jarrett Allen and Caris LeVert. The big question for Cleveland is asking is whether he can coach a team that's ready to compete now in their eyes. I think so. He had a little talent to work with in Brooklyn and maximize it. That year, the Nets made the number 60 in the playoffs, and nobody thought they could do it. I think he could be a good coach with the Cavaliers, not just because I don't want him with the Warriors. I think he's a good assistant coach, but He's proven with us what he can do. Defensive schemes. Yes, we have not been as good the past couple of years, but I think that's more the talent pool playing defense and how the team's kind of degraded a bit versus the actual schemes. But also offensively, what he did with those Nets, they were getting the ball in the paint, which is what the Cavs are going to do if they have the same players. So comment your thoughts. Do you think it would be good for the Cavs to hire him? It seems like James is the leading candidate. Do you want to see Atkinson gone? Or do you want him to stay with the Warriors? Of course, any breaking news here, if he gets it, he doesn't get it, we'll keep you updated. And that takes us to our part 2 of the conversation today. Jerry West. Rest in peace, Jerry West. The logo. He was an integral part of the Warriors. Once he joined this team in the 2010s, he was with us and helped us get those championships in the 2010 to 2020 period. And we're going to talk about what he did that you know of, and maybe you didn't behind the scenes. Just a quick backstory. West passed away Wednesday at 86 years old, and he lived an amazing life, did not waste at all. In the terms of NBA life, he was a legendary player, executive, and a coach, and you could even say fourth. His coaching status wasn't as good, but a marketer for the league. No one in the NBA's 78-year history achieved that dual goal at a higher level. He's enshrined in the Naismith Hall of Fame as a player, a member of the gold medal winning Olympic team, and finally this summer as a contributor. 3-time Hall of Famer for one league. Impressive. He owned 8 championship rings as the only player in finals history to be on the losing team and still be voted winner of the finals. MVP of the finals. That is wild. To lose the NBA finals and become MVP still. Right now, Celtics are up 3-0 on the Mavs. Do you think Luka, if they get swept, will become that finals MVP? No. I mean, one, his stats aren't there, but just think about that. A losing player in the finals was named MVP, meaning they did not lose that series because of him. The team around him did not help. West earned the privilege of having silhouette chosen in 1969 as NBA logo, and it's remained there through Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Michael Jordan. Though West is best known for his 4-year affiliation with the Lakers, his 6 seasons in Golden State's front office were no less glorious. And let's talk about that. Upon completing their purchase of the Warriors in 2010, CEO Joe Lacob and co-owner Peter Gerber vowed to build a championship culture that would lift the franchise after, fair enough, the Warriors were not good. They hired Jerry West 6 months later. What did Gerber say? I'm really pleased that we're able to add someone with the caliber of Jerry West to our organization. He has earned great respect in all circles, including the entire entertainment field. And his business savvy will serve us well and prove invaluable. Overall, his career has been nothing short of remarkable, and his name alone has become synonymous with winning and success. And boy, did he help the building blocks of the Warriors become successful. What was the first move he made? The first move he made was drafting Klay Thompson. West said he never would have joined the Warriors unless he was given assurances his voice would be heard and have significant meaning and weight. And what did he do? Draft Klay Thompson. 3 years later, when the Warriors were prepared to part with Thompson in a trade that would bring Kevin Love to Golden State, West was so firm in his opposition that he threatened to leave the franchise. First-year head coach Steve Kerr was in alignment with West. Warriors dropped the proposal. Did you know that? They almost traded Thompson for Kevin Love. Fair enough, at that time, Kevin Love was at the height of his powers. But imagine if it was Love and Draymond as your 4 and 5 and Steph at your point guard. That's pretty filthy. That could still win you a championship. However, Splash Bros. Guarding Steph and Klay at their height was next level. Klay, of course, all caliber first team defensive player as well, and the perimeter before obviously the injuries hit. You can't make up for that. But your starting 5 at that point probably would have been Steph. I mean, Bogut's not playing then. So Steph, Draymond, Kevin Love, Iggy, and then maybe Livingston. That's a tough. Or West. So it would have been interesting to see. I think they're still potential there, because what really helped them win their first championship was the depth that they had on that team as well. But you're not going to replace Klay Thompson, one of the top 5 shooters all time in the league. And what did Klay say? This was his thoughts on social media, Instagram story. Gonna miss Mr. West, a true pioneer of basketball, and one of them ones. Mark J. Spears, Warriors writer, national writer as well. Rest in peace to Jerry West. The logo was not only a legendary basketball player, but a legendary executive. His presence every time he walked in the room was felt. Always enjoyed seeing him pull up players, give wisdom in the game. Of course, there he is after the 2017 championship with Kevin Durant, winning the first with KD. What did ownership have to say? Joe Lacob. Jerry had a profound and immense impact on the franchise and was instrumental in our recent decade of success. Personally, as a child, despite growing up in the Celtics fans in Massachusetts, Jerry was my idol and I loved him. To me, he was basketball. He was not just about the actual game, but personified competitiveness. He was bigger than life. We send our prayers and love to his wife, Karen, entire family, and the NBA community. And here's one last thing to leave. June 12th, 2014, exactly 10 years before West died, the man known as the Logo sat down with Jim Cosimer of NBC Sports Bay Area to offer some spot-on analysis about the Splash Brothers. And what did he say? This is about to blow your mind. Well, not really, but a lot of people didn't have this foresight. He did. Kerr is one of the most unique players I've ever seen in this league. And his uniqueness is the sense that you look at him, he's not one of the biggest, strongest guys. He has an unbelievable competitor and a great person. And if there's anyone in the league that can make the kind of shots he makes, I don't know who they are. He's got a wide following in the league. It's going to get greater. His parents did a heck of a job raising this kid. He's so grounded. And the thing that you don't see about him, you see this baby face, he's a real competitor. And then he adds on Klay Thompson. We got one of the best backcourts in the league. Thompson's got size. Defensive play is really underrated. And he's coming a long way. He can guard small forwards. And a lot of times he may be able to guard a great point guard too. Should be a backcourt for a long time. And what they do? 1, 2, 3, 4 titles over that decade. It's not where we were anymore. Of course, injuries, age, father time. But that run, that dynasty in the mid-2010s was the best that we've seen in the past decade. There have been 2 real dynasties in this, say, since 2000. You got the Lakers, so we'll say 3, excuse me. You got the Spurs, you got the Lakers, you got the Warriors. You never would have guessed that at 2010 when Jerry West was hired, when the Warriors got new ownership, that you would say the Warriors are in the same name as the Lakers and the Spurs. Here we are. And that takes us to everything we talk about Warriors Digest. Do we build it down to build it back up, or do we try to retool and try to compete again for a championship? Jerry West, you helped us win 4 championships. Yes, you weren't with the Warriors organization for that last one. However, your building blocks allowed us to achieve that. Thank you. Rest in peace. Warriors Digest fans, comment your thoughts. Of course, please subscribe. Stay up to date with us. Trade rumors are swirling. Draft is coming up. Free agency is coming up. We have a lot to cover, and you don't want to miss any of it. See you on the next one.